What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
SPEAKROC, that's the team that I'm with. SPEAKROC, don't it make a lot of sense? SPEAKROC, yeah, we speak to each other. Hey, young man, be a brother to another, Put the other things aside, throw away the fakeness. All my brothers got the key to achieve greatness. Let nobody bring you down when you tryna reach the top. Let them know what you represent, tell them SPEAKROC. Let's make a change for the best. Let your voice be heard, let your words be expressed. Brothers and sisters, set a goal to the top. If anybody got your back, let them know it's SPEAKROC.
Hey, yo, Guap, that was dope. Hey, just gotta keep telling them what it is out here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you already know, man.
Hey, we doing this one for the D. What up, though?
What up, though?
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though, brothers and sisters? This is your brother, SPEAKROC. Hey, thank you for joining me today. I really, really appreciate you. Hey, I'm excited about today, and I'm excited about the word and the words that are getting ready to be spoken. So that way we all collectively can learn a little bit, and we can go ahead and enlighten ourselves on some topics and some things that we think about. But sometimes we need to get another perspective. Once again, you're here at the SPEAKROC Show, brothers and sisters. And as always, I have with me my brother. I call him E.E.T., the extraordinary teacher, Mr. Eric Thompson. E, what's going on, brother?
Well, I'm good. What's going on with you, sir? I'm just here thinking about the goodness of God in the land of the living. Appreciate all that he's done in my life, because it had not been for him, man, I probably just waking up from the club last night, but it's good, man. It's good to be here with you, man. I know we missed last week, but I believe God will double up on some things today, amen.
Amen. Absolutely, man. Hey, look, E, let me tell you, man, a gentleman blessed me. He, just in conversation, man, you gotta be attuned to the spirit to be able to see where blessings are coming from. He just asked me, he came to me, he was like, yo, I see you on the platform, and, I see what you're doing. And he was like, how many outlets have you pushing the podcast out to? He was like, have you thought about this? And I was like, well, yeah, I have, but I haven't made no moves. He was like, well, hey, look, come with me, let's link up and I'll show you how to do it. And, we'll go ahead and spread that, that podcast out further. So, I was like, yeah, bet, man, let's do that. So I went home and it was just sitting on my spirit. I was like, man, let me jump on my computer real quick. Let me go ahead and work some things and look at these other outlets. And I did. And basically what he was going to show me, I pretty much, I did it myself. And now, the SPEAKROC Show is on Google Play, is on iTunes, it's on Stitcher, it's on Spreaker, it's on YouTube. It's just pushed out, man. So that's a blessing, E. So for what you and I are talking about, man, everybody can get up on it right now.
Wow, that's amazing. That's your gift making room for you, man. Wow.
On,
that
man.
seemed like a divine connection, divine appointment God was trying to enlarge your fields with. Man, that's good news, man. I'm godly proud of that moment.
Absolutely, thank you. And watch this, people. When I did what I did, far as hooking it up on, online or what have you, I hit the brother back immediately. Thank you, sir. I went ahead and went forward and did what you shared with me. He just hit me back with a little something, like, for sure. but it meant a lot that I had to reply back to him. You got to show that gratitude, man, and got to show appreciation. We got to close this thing out when people are blessing you, man. We got to show our appreciation. That's just how I roll.
Wow, yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, like I said, I do believe that was a divine appointment. I do believe that was God honoring your faithfulness. I do believe that this is a season of increase and promotion and opportunities and windows opening and doors opening. for the Speak Rock platform, and I'm just godly blessed to be a small sampling of a part of it. That God would see fit that He can use me on this level.
Absolutely, man, and I thank God for you. Look, once again, so if no matter where you are, you on Google Play, you on iTunes, you attach to Spreaker, or you go to my YouTube page, go to Speak Rock, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you can see all the connects, and Speak Rock, SPEAKROC. Type that into YouTube and you can catch up on all the latest content. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the topic and the subject for the day. And that will be Black folk and academia. Black folk and academia. I am a father of 4, but I have 3 children that still live with me. 1 is out of the house now, but he's always our child. 3 that still live with us, and right now we're in that season where we're constantly talking and revving it up a little bit more about future plans and what do you desire to do for a career to contribute to society, and not just only to society, to honor God, to be a blessing to yourself, to be a blessing to your family, and to be a blessing to your culture. I preach that to my kids on a consistent basis. They get a steady diet of those things when choosing a career. But one of the things that always resonate with me, and one of the things that I see, especially be it if it's a private institution for our schooling, be it K through 12, or be it the public education system, one of the things that I'm seeing that there's this constant and consistent push of that the outlet after high school is college. Our 4-year universities and our 4-year colleges. And thrown in the mix in the heavy rotation is our 2-year colleges. If you ask most children, okay, let's stay with high school, between 9th and 12th grade, you ask them what they're going to do, and their eyes light up, and they have, it's already this programmed, if you will. That could probably be too strong of a word, but it's this conditioning of, if I'm going to be anything in life, unless they're an athlete, their thought is, if I'm going to be anything in life and if I'm going to succeed, I got to go to college. I'm going to make it by hook or crook. I'm going to make it to college, and that is going to be my stepping stone to, succeeding in life and achieving my goals, and if I get accepted to college, all things are working, and I have no issue with achieving higher levels of education. Being an individual that I have a degree myself, I know you are highly educated yourself, and you have degrees, but one of the things I want us to understand, I want us just to expand our thoughts on where are we as a race of people, and where is our position, and how are we treating, what is our strategic plan of landing in academia and allowing it to benefit us. And when I'm talking about strategy, I'm talking about entering the realm of obtaining financial debt due to our pursuit of higher levels of education. And I know that's not everyone's story. Some people get athletic scholarships. Some people get academic scholarships. Some people, based on their financial, background or history, they receive a certain amount of student aid that works in their benefit. Where it comes out to grants or what have you. Or some people have done their due diligence to hunt down every scholarship out there that was for them. But for the average African American family, I don't have the numbers in front of me, and I should have looked up some numbers to help create a case, but I've worked on a college campus. I've served in the military as a recruiter, and one of the benefits that we talked about was our ability to assist in the financial aid process while going to college. And I saw that for the average young adult and adult, that they were in no position to take on the financial responsibility as it pertains to college. So Eric, with all that being said, I just want to talk to you, and I want you to give me some broader insight on where do we stand as black people, and entering the world of academia, and how can we somewhat, two things: broaden our perspective on the different avenues of education, and two, what strategies do we have when we go towards pursuing higher levels of education? I know I said a lot, but I'm setting the groundwork, brother. Go ahead, talk to me, E.
Amen. You did say a lot. But okay, one, I am a proponent and advocate for education. I mean, that's paramount in the Thompson house. I'm not speaking for the Joneses and the Sims and all that. I'm just speaking from the Thompson house. That's paramount, because I think it gives some leverage. I think it gives some opportunities that you may not have just with a high school diploma. Now, I'm not saying that because there's documentation and there's evidence of people who are billionaires now with only high school education. But for the masses, high school education is not going to do, especially for minorities, especially for African Americans, especially for our children, unless they have this great ability to a great talent that the Lord has given them for professional sports or entertainment and those kind of things like that. But even in that alone, even if you have those special abilities and talents and gifts to even matriculate to professional ranks or entertain, there's somewhere, and I believe this is scripture, it talks about a fool and his money shall depart.
Mm-hmm.
Because and when we're talking about fool, we kind of talk about an uneducated, not necessarily in the equation of relativity or anything like that, but based on just knowledge of how to do a certain thing, like wisdom. When wisdom said knowing how to do, what to do, when to do it, that kind of thing like that. See, what happens is we can get to a certain level and not have the wisdom to be able to obtain or keep what we have, because your ability got you there, but your character and your lack of knowledge and some other things can take you down. Now, what I think about going to college and those kind of things like that, it makes you diverse. It makes you well-rounded. It makes you grow up. It makes you mature. It makes you, like I said, it kind of levels the playing field. Now, you did talk about from a financial perspective. Now, I'm probably one who kind of disagrees that because obviously there's a financial cost to go to college, and then a lot of us, can be first year or first generation college bound. So, having said all of that, there may not have been some prior preparation in order for, little Johnny to go to college. So now little Johnny has to get loans, or little Johnny has to get some kind of financial assistance to go, which by the end of the 4 years can amass this great amount of debt. Now, I even probably, the truth was told, some people, I was just so fortunate and blessed to have received an athletic scholarship. So my bills were taken care of. But there's probably people that probably went to school with me that's probably still paying back student loans.
Right.
But I still believe that that's still better, right? In my mind, I still believe that that's still better, that they may have this big financial debt over their head, but I think they will have the wisdom, the understanding, the education, the higher ceiling to make a higher salary to be able to take care of that debt, than somebody who have to come out and making, $12 an hour and maybe not have the debt that they have, but then they don't have the means to do better. Not saying that, everybody that goes to college will get that dream job, but it puts you in a better position than somebody who didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, let's talk towards the latter end of what you were saying as it pertains to, because one of the things I want to try to bring awareness to, because for the listening audience, my brother E, he's a father, of three, and he has, a son that is in college. And like I said, E himself has been to college. So with that, and I know you, E, I know you strategize. Even though you have the idea and the mantra in your house is, in your household, that we're going to seek higher levels of education. The Thompsons we getting after it. But with that being said, I know you're smart enough to strategize about how we're going to foot the bill and what careers are we going to, not careers, excuse me. Well, yes, careers. I'm a huge proponent on planning backwards. That's the military in me. I tell my kids, what is it that you desire to do? What education is it that you need to get? And what do you need to be doing now to reach those goals or those milestones? So with that being said, to me, that's strategy. So can you help share? Because like you said, for some people, you are absolutely right. For some, it's better to get that education. Yes, you've obtained a certain amount of debt, but guess what? You've put yourself in a position with that degree, with your knowledge, with your wisdom, with your maturity, to be able to be a valuable employee for those who desire to seek a job. Okay, now, versus a person who desires to do the same thing as you, but they didn't go get that education. So now, with that being said, what is the strategy that you can share with average people to say, this is something that you can do to help to make sure that you achieve your goal? Because one thing that I don't like to see, Eric, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you get in here. I don't like to see people obtain the debt and the degree that they obtain. It's not going to take them anywhere. It's not going to land that job that is going to bring forth the money that's going to help eliminate the debt. So that's kind of something I'm like, okay, look, black folk, there has to be some strategy in here now. It was nice to get the experience. It was nice to go to college. It was nice to mingle. It was nice to learn a little bit of this, that, another about Timbuktu. But where is that getting you? And you're carrying this debt for 50 years. Talk to me, E.
Yeah, that's all correct. Yeah, you definitely have to pick something that's going to be, you believe that you have the wherewithal to pull off, and it will it will it will increase you more and more, you and your children, once you finish it up. Now, from a wisdom perspective, especially from younger parents who doesn't have children or planning to have children and planning to educate their children in the future, especially because colleges, the tuition and fees go up just about every year. So the thing we need to do is sit down with your children and have a plan, have a strategy, have some goals to obtain to be able to afford college. One thing you can do is always put aside money toward that. You got to if you start that from ground one. Now, I'm not going to say we did that, but if I had to do it all over again from before I had a first child. This is what before we had our first child, I would have started doing that. I would have started doing that. But that's the wisdom that you definitely would need from a parent perspective. Now, also what you need to do is to teach them how to be the best or to obtain the highest to maximize their educational abilities from kindergarten to grammar school to middle school to high school. So when they go up against those maybe people that don't look like them, they will have the same opportunities to get those scholarships that's out there too. I'm talking about from an educational perspective, because if you put yourself or your children to put themselves in a position to, you may not be there financially, but you have did the maximum you could do on your end, do what you could do on your end, then you put yourself in a position where you can receive these scholarships and those kind of things and things like that. Because as it relates to my to win the minute, and one of the things we were looking at, and obviously we was looking towards a scholarship. We thought that God was leading us because He would give an athletic scholarship to go to college, but God had a different plan. God had a different route for him to go. So. He's a economics major, planning to go to law school and those kind of things like that. But because of his educational fortitude, his educational abilities, academic abilities that he had, he was offered X amount of dollars for his academics. See, that's the same thing as putting money aside. Right. Because that's just the same thing, putting money aside. That's preparing your bonds and preparing your fields for rain right there. Because, if you can help mama and daddy out academically, then the money that they put aside can
help you go a long way.
Help with the other part.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Can help with the other part. Right. So and then you educate your child in the whole process. Like, with our son, because of, certain things we placed on the inside of him, then he decided that he's going to go get him an internship. Right. So he goes to get him an internship, which the internship tells him that, look, once you finish the internship, we're going to reimburse your tuition. Mm. So what I thought what God was going to do is through athletics and take care of all his financial needs in athletics. God said, I got a different way. See, wisdom builds the house. So once you start utilizing and maximizing all the resources that you have, because you do your part, because it really don't make sense, like you said, to get into all this financial debt. Because when I was in school, we had people who was in school but weren't in school, and creating all this debt. But they were partying. They were, they were never going to class and stuff like that. And then these people look like me because I went to a, predominantly black institution. So we don't want to waste money, just like you said. You said you wanted to have a plan, have a strategy, have set some goals in order to be able to go to school for one, and then be able to deal with the debt that you achieved once you got it.
Absolutely, man. I love what you're saying, and because, man, it's so funny because I saw a social media post just this morning where an individual was like, "Hey, look, saying that you want to go to Stanford doesn't start when you're 16 years old."
Absolutely.
Saying you wanted to go to Stanford started when you was in elementary school. And that's pretty much what you just said. We've groomed our kids up into this. We all got a job to do. We all got work to do. Me and mama, we gonna tend to you, care for you, love you, nurture you, guide and direct you. But you got your part to do when you go to school. And that is to get the highest grades that you could possibly get and retain knowledge to bring with you to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And from what you're saying and what I see, because I know you like that, it's the seeds were planted in the fruit. It's bearing fruit. Your son is making you proud every day. But I still want to dig a little deeper, Eric, because once again, I feel, because I want you to share some thoughts, and I'll share my thoughts as well. I just believe I believe knowledge and the pursuit of it, there's various avenues for it, and there's strategies on obtaining the finance to get a certain education. And to go back on what you were saying, far as that guiding and that directing of that child, is to let them know that there are, like in my household, I tell them hey, look, everything's on the table. Everything's on the table. And what I mean by that is we're going to look at multiple opportunities. Now, I have no problem with somebody saying, hey, look, I want to be this and this alone. I'm okay with that when I know that there's legwork that has been done since you've been. So say if you want to be a plumber and your father can look at you and say, wow, you have picked up on what certain tools are at an early age. When you were 5, I could see that you grasped a knowledge and you had an understanding on various tools. So if you say this is what you want to do, I can see if somebody was one track and they pursue that. But if a person isn't one track, I think it's to it doesn't benefit a child to only be groomed in the sense of you're only going to college. We're not you're only going to college, but this is the way. I'm directly and indirectly telling you or showing you that college is the way. Because let's just be honest about it. Most of our educators in the United States of America, if not all of them, are college graduates. This is what they know. Unless they held a career prior to being a teacher or educator or administrator, most of them went directly to a college or a university and came into teaching. So it's almost safe to say that there's a certain level of biasness there, unless the education system, be it private or public, is really pushing forward the broader aspects of the career field and not just only career fields, the education, the education arenas to help you get those careers. So what would you say, and how would you share for the, once again, we're talking about common everyday people, and just to throw some more light on it, as a military recruiter, as one of the duties that I did as I served this country, the military is combined of multiple careers that make the whole. And I was versed in explaining that and pointing people into a direction of, you can do this, you can do this, you can get education in this, which would lead you to this, so forth and so forth. So I saw the value in explaining to people all the different avenues. And not only that, explaining to them the strategy and the techniques of how to get the finance to be able to pursue the education to get the career. What are your thoughts on, like, what I just said as it pertains to still guiding and directing children when they're in the environment of a public and a private school? Like, do you think there's too much pointing in the direction of a college and not other areas of institutions of learning?
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, I believe an A is an A, but we live in a world that's not necessarily to see that A that comes from Alcorn State is the same A that comes from let's say UVA. So, and to be able to leverage all that, and I have nothing against, our predominantly black institution. I have nothing against that. Like I said, I went to one, and I truly believe an A is an A anywhere. But I just believe that if a child, first off, they gotta want to go. You said point. Now, we can go back to the train the child the way they should go. Now, you were talking about, if the child had plumber-like capabilities, and he's always picking up a tool, and one day the sink was leaking, and you looked up and you didn't have to do it because little Johnny did it. Then you recognize what his gift is.
That's it.
Now check this out. Just because he's a plumber, that don't mean he had that talent. That don't mean he need to be not educated in that way. Now, when we're talking about education, will always have to come in the form of a 4-year college or a 2-year college, but it has to come somewhere. You have to be educated in your craft so you can grow and get better at it.
Right.
I tend to believe we don't just send our kids to college just to be sending them to college. That you going to college. Well, you are going to college, but you're going with a purpose. You're going kind of knowing in what direction you're going to go in. Now, I'm not saying that you have to know that you're going to do a double major in biology. You're going to, or in chemistry or whatever. But you have to have some. You can't go in there clueless.
Come on, say that again. Say it again, man.
Huh?
Say it again.
We ain't sending nobody at that price tag clueless. I'm just going to college because I just want to go. I want to leave home. I want to go. No.
What if they want to find themselves?
Huh?
What if they want to find themselves?
Well, they're gonna find themselves on their own dime. They're not gonna do it on mama and daddy dime. You ain't find yourself in college. You're gonna do some other stuff, or you're gonna do it on your own dime. Because I might not say that you need to major in English or major in business or whatever, because you might not even, because some colleges you can't even declare a major at, in your first year or whatever. Right. And I get that. And then, the truth of the matter, most people who graduate in a particular field, not even working in that particular field. And I get that. And that's why I say college is more than just, I want to major in chemistry and I'm going to be a chemist. No, it's building relationships, it's networking, it's building character, it's building identity, it's growing you up, and those kind of things like that too. But kind of go back. But there are programs that set aside for those who hadn't been born with a silver spoon in their mouth to take advantage of. I know Virginia has one where you can put money aside every other paycheck or whatever to help in offset those expenses when it's time to prepare to go to college.
Right.
Generally speaking, when the parents who had that, like I said, some people are first generation, so they, I know my wife, she had to pay her own tuition. I mean, shucks. When we hooked up, I hooked up with her dad.
Right.
So because she was probably the first. Now I'm thinking about it. I need to verify this, but I think she was the first to go to college in her family. Mm. That's what I'm thinking. I know with her mom on her mother's side. I'm quite sure. I'm not sure on the father's side, but yeah. So if you kind of first generation, you kind of out there, but kind of on your own. But there's a lot of resources, like you said. There's a lot of. We're always on the internet for everything else. We're always on Twitter and all these social media things for everything. We need to get on these platforms to see what will it take to send my child to college, and how and where are. It's funny. It was this lady that goes to our church. She's nailed at our church, and her daughter graduated from William and Mary, and she went to law school. And I was like, she's a single mother, and I was like, wow, how do you do that? She said, look, I was on the internet. I applied for every scholarship. I applied for every fellowship. I applied for every grant.
Right.
She did what she could do.
Right.
See, that's the thing about we need to do what we can do, and then and then trust God for the rest. Because it put it this way, it's not gonna come knocking on your door and say, knock on your door, hey, and who is it? It's your money. No, you got to go. You got to go out and get it. You got to go out and get it. And for those who's listening, that's what you do. You do your research. You do your homework. You do your due diligence. If you really want to send your child to school and be able to kind of fund it without actually have to mortgage your house to do it.
Sounds like faith and works to me.
That's what it's all about. It's a sacrifice for you, but in the long run, it's gonna get Johnny out your house earlier than you wanted.
Come on,
John ain't gonna be coming back when he's 30 to talk about that band.
Eric, I can't with you, man. We made some noise today.
That band ain't work out,
boy.
Like I thought it was. Do you still have that college fund that But that kind of stuff like that. And I ain't coming against bands because come on,
Well, you ain't got to.
The gift that God got on the inside of you will
look here. Unless you got a scholarship, the tubas ain't what it is. I'm just saying. The tubas and the
I know they might want to get a drummer song, but they ain't gonna get a drummer a whole lot of money.
Come on, man.
So like I said, the money's not gonna come to you. You got to go get it. You got to go after it. Everybody's listening, and it's gonna be difficult, but perseverance is the key. Don't take no for an answer.
Yes, sir.
Try to look at paid internship. My son is on a paid internship. He's not on a come on here.
Just a regular internship.
You gonna make some copies.
Right.
You gonna make some copies. Like he's on a paid internship, and that's gonna pay down some incidental debt that he may accumulate while he's at school. So those opportunities, you just can't let swallow them. You just can't not take advantage of them. And as a minority, maybe they have minority scholarships.
Absolutely.
They have a lot of scholarships for minorities that you can take advantage of too.
Now, let me say this. I will be remiss if I did not say, especially I may mention that I was in the military. You know, I look, I don't work for the government or the military, any longer. So, I don't push that is a way. I don't, I just wouldn't do that to anybody, but I do consider myself as an advisor to let people know that it is a option. It is a viable option. And there is a strategic way in which you can utilize the military to your benefit to have your education, be it debt free and so forth and so forth. So, I just wanted to put that out there. We're pretty much almost out of time, Eric. I thank you for chiming in with your, experience and, be it from yourself and along with your children, because I think you brought it full circle and you really, helped challenge and enlighten us. I know it seems commonplace, like, yeah, that's what you got to do, but nah, you need somebody to be realistic with you and tell you exactly that. Because the way you ended it up, man, was like, look, show forth the faith, do the diligent, be diligent and put in the work on your end as a child and also as the parent, or the caregiver, to be able to say, look, I'm going to, burn the candle on both ends if need be, to seek the what is available out there and build a strategy to ensure that we're just not, yes, I'm pursuing education, but we're not collecting this massive amount of debt just to say I went to college. What is the plan going forward? So, hey, look, we got about 3 minutes before we end. Eric, hit us with something before we leave, brother.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an excellent show. I mean, it's well needed. I hope the people take heart to what we were saying. But this is what you got to get it from the womb almost. Is if your child is not academically eligible to get into a school of higher learning, then that's where the issue starts. And it's not from the financial perspective. If your child, is not doing what they were supposed to do on their end, on the front end, then the part about the finances would be a moot issue anyway. So, I mean, I will leave them with this. Make sure they're doing homework. Get them off the internet. Get them off Twitter. Get them off Facebook. Make sure they're doing their homework. We learned this from a couple at church that's going to help a lot of young couples. Listen, don't let them watch TV during the week when school is in. Don't let him watch TV. I don't care if he said he finished his homework. Let me tell you something. There's always homework every day. Let me drop this wisdom on them too right here.
All right.
In my house, extra credit is not optional. Man, I just cussed about 13,000. You're listening.
Yeah, we don't like him no more.
13.
All right, brothers and sisters, this is your brother SPEAKROC. We just lost our brother Eric Thompson, but hey, look, I thank y'all for joining me today. Hey, look, I'm that brother from Detroit. What do I know? I might know a little, I might know a lot, I might not know nothing, but in either event, we can live, laugh, and learn. Hey, thank y'all for being with me. Thank you for being in tune. Hey, go to my social media platforms and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. That's SPEAKROC on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. SPEAKROC. Hey, it's your brother SPEAKROC, and I'm out.